It's Liberation Day. Not really sure what that means or what it means for the US economy or for the world economy. And I'm not even sure if we're going to get those answers to the questions today. But we're going to be here to see. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. You're watching the Phoenix, and we're trading futures now. Today is day 3 of trading futures for the first time. And so far, it's doing well. We are using Top Step, and I'm using their platform Top Step X, which I absolutely love, by the way. And we're currently trading in a practice account because this is only my 3rd day trading futures. Before we switch over to doing our challenge in the 50K account that we recently purchased. So far, everything's been going pretty well. Futures are down today from open last night. And honestly, it makes sense. Have a bunch of numbers coming out today. And it's also, like I said, Liberation Day, where the reciprocal tariffs that we know nothing about are supposed to take effect. President Trump is supposed to speak at a Rose Garden event today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is where he is going to announce what the tariffs are going to be, who they are going to affect. And we will be here live to catch all of that. All right. 4 p.m. makes sense after market close. Not that that's going to really affect future markets, but yeah. So we'll be live for that announcement later today. So if you guys are interested and you're around, please join us for that. And we'll just see what is said and how the market reacts to it, and we'll go from there. Who knows, right? Lots of rumors and speculation, but nobody actually knows. Let's take a look at a couple things here before the market actually opens. So we had U.S. ADP employment change today. We were looking for 120K. Let's keep in mind that previous month was at 77K, and we got 155K. So less than expected, but we're just about double from what we had last month. And here's the key takeaway here, okay? So the report here, private employers added 155,000 jobs in March. The biggest job gains for the second month in a row is in manufacturing. That is key because that is really the whole point of all these tariffs and, or at least the use of that, right, is to bring manufacturing back into this country. So for the second, manufacturing delivered stronger than average job gains for the second straight month. That's a good thing. This is a good report, okay? Construction hiring slowed, okay? Natural resources and trade, transportation, and utilities lost jobs, okay? That part, obviously, not so great, but it wasn't a huge dip. But the more important thing here, the takeaway from this is manufacturing is growing, all right? And that's exactly where we need to be, honestly. So, in my opinion, which honestly means nothing really, I think this is it's a good report, good numbers, good report, especially from last month. We also had, for those of you interested, Tesla deliveries for Q1. All of it, underestimate, which we pretty much were all expecting here. Let me just go over these real quick before New York session opens here. So production of vehicles, estimates were just over 412,000. We got 362,000 deliveries for all vehicles. 336,000 was the actual. We were expecting 390,000. Other models, deliveries, whatever, production. So the Model 3Y deliveries, 323,000. The estimate was 381. Model 3 slash Y production, 345,000 versus the expected 400,000. And then they did add here the ramp of new Model Y, which was just recently released, which looks really stylish, by the way. I love it. Ramp of new Model Y continues to go well. These are to be expected. Anybody, any car manufacturer right now is seeing slumps because the interest rates are so ridiculously high. So, all pretty normal. Um, you know, we'll see that flip once we get out of this little slump that we're in. If we go into a recession, we'll see a little bit more of this. But once we come out, or once we get to the other side here, which will probably be either end of this year or next year, we'll see all these numbers start to increase again. So, not too worried about it. All right. We are just about 2.5 minutes away from New York session open. Hmm, this down here. Uh, I've made my highs and lows on the charts here already. Previous day high, previous day low. We're already reaching for previous day low here. And yesterday, twice when we hit these levels, we had a really nice move up, especially the second time. Really nice move to the upside. So I'm going to be watching really closely when we get down to, or if we get down to previous day lows again, if we're going to bounce off of that. And I'm going to try to ride that train this time. I'm going to try to be a little bit more aggressive and get on board there. So I will be watching that closely if we get down to those levels again. It looks like we are reaching there. If we push past those lows and hold, it would also be a pretty good place to obviously go short from there as well. But we'll see. We'll see what the market does. Um, I'd almost expect some sideways trading today because we have our tariff announcements coming later. That doesn't mean that might is what's going to happen. We could just sell off before then. Who knows? Um, Really, it's 50-50, right? Um, or I guess you can say 33.33333% that we climb, fall, or trade sideways, right? So who knows? Let's just watch carefully. We'll see how price reacts in these areas of interest, and then we'll go from there, right? That's all we could do. So we have some other numbers coming out today as well. U.S. factory orders month over month is a big one. We have core durable goods, the revision. Um, yeah, revised. Those are coming out today. Let's see what else. Yeah, 4 o'clock today is the Trump reciprocal tariff announcement. And again, we will be live for that. Watching that very closely. Okay. Market, or I should say, New York session is open. Is open. Here we go. I'm over to the 1 minute here. Let's see what we're getting. All right. So today's low based on previous sessions, obviously. Okay. Not quite pushing past this level here. We might actually turn around here. Still not quite pushing past these levels here, as you can see. Oh, there we go. Maybe we're getting a little boost now. Okay. We just slightly dipped below the low of the day prior to New York session. And we might be getting a little bouncy bounce. Hey, nice push there. Okay. Nice push there. Very nice push there. Right. We definitely have some liquidity here, I would say. So let's see how we react up in these levels here. All right. Might be using our liquidity here to actually continue this move. Nice. Very nice strong push here to the upside on the New York session open. This is a huge push first thing. So my question is this gonna hold, or are we just gonna get a very quick reversal here? It's a pretty substantial move to the upside here, right off the rip. Right off the rip. Wow, it's quite something here. Question is, what's moving the market like this? It's huge. Is it that the ADP employment change? I mean, we didn't get much of a movement this morning off of that, but I think the manufacturing growth over the last 2 months is seen as a very, very good thing. Crazy move here. Mm. We might be starting to lose some steam here. And so the question now is, with this type of move here, are we just going to fall right back down? And this is very extended though. I mean, quite the change in direction, if that were the case. The volume has significantly dropped with these last two candles compared to this run here. It's crazy. I mean, look at this on the 15 here, right? Huge, right off of the lows of the day. Yeah, a little peak below and strapped a rocket to itself, took off. So, where are we headed? Today's high, previous day high. Where are we going? Or are we getting stuck here? One thing I can say is the opening 15-minute range here is quite extensive. And that might be it might be an indication that we're going to range trade. Who knows? Who knows? I'm almost tempted to take this back down. I'm going to let the 15-minute close first. See if we get a little consolidation here and see what happens. If we come back up to the top and get rejected again, maybe I'll throw a contract on, but we'll see. There's a lot of momentum here to the upside, so. Oof. Pushing in those last 30 seconds. Yeah. And keep in mind, we got numbers coming out in 15 minutes, too. It might just change this completely. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Mhm. See if we got any new articles coming out here. Nope. All the same. Same, same. Ooh, we are pushing. The momentum to the upside right now is crazy. Crazy, especially with the whole tariff thing looming. Today's Liberation Day. Apparently, the market feels liberated. Look at it go. Wow. We're missing out on all of it. Oh, we're at another little key level here that we pushed past. Yeah, I think we're looking for highs of the day here. Ugh. Momentum. Oh, it looks like Iran is ready to have nuclear talks with the US. Hmm. See what we got here. Oh, interesting. Rivian's deliveries slightly beat estimates. Hmm. I do like the Rivians. I tell you, when I own a Tesla, um, love it, absolutely love it. And when I was first looking to switch over to EV, I really looked into the Rivians. I love uh, the way the Rivians look, and I'm an SUV kind of guy. I love the SUVs. Um, I wish Tesla had a true SUV type vehicle. Um, but the thing that got me is if you're going to go EV, one of the biggest selling points of EVs, Teslas in specifically, is the maintenance. There is almost no maintenance to their vehicles other than tires, windshield wipers. That's it. There's no brakes. There's no brake, you know. Um, I mean, obviously there's brakes and stuff, but the car doesn't utilize the brakes. So you never have to change the brake pads, the rotors, the calipers, all those things. You can own the car for the lifetime and you will probably never have to change those things. That's what, twice a year, three times a year expense. That's pretty expensive that you no longer have, not to mention the savings on fuel. And where I live, the charging is free. So I pay nothing unless I'm, going on a extended trip, then I'll pay for charging, obviously. But the overall savings is massive. And what kept me from buying um, the Rivian is you still have those maintenance things with them. They don't have the same uh, braking system that utilizes the electric motors to not only brake for you, but stop you completely and hold the vehicle in place. It's one single pedal driving in the Teslas. And unless something has changed recently, when I looked and did research into the Rivians and test drove other vehicles like the Fords and whatnot, that feature isn't there. And that one thing moved me over to Tesla because I don't want to have to pay for any of those maintenance costs. What's the point, really, at that? You know what I mean? Um, So the savings when you buy a Tesla is um, just more overall with maintenance and fuel, electricity, whatever. It's better with Teslas. And I don't understand why the other companies don't utilize that. I don't know if they just don't realize how big of a savings that is. People don't have to buy brakes and brake pads and rotors, or maybe they want people to continue to buy those things because a lot of the established companies already um, need those purchases as part of their revenue. Whereas Tesla, brand new company, right? Or newer, I should, and their revenue model never included parts for their vehicles. Maybe that's what it is. I don't really know, but that's what swayed me towards Tesla. And that's what's going to keep me there until we get, but I truly, truly, truly do wish that Tesla had a real SUV. I own the Model Y, and that is their SUV of their models. No, it's just a big car, and it's great. It serves the purpose. Um, but I do wish that Tesla had a true SUV like the Rivians. I love the Rivian. They're stylish, in my opinion, but I won't buy one because all of your maintenance costs are the same as having like a Ford Explorer or something like that. Um, and those are big ticket items. If you buy a car and you never have to change the brakes, the rotors, and all those things, and the only maintenance thing that you have to pay for is tires and windshield wipers, that's huge. It's huge cost savings. So that's what did it for me. Bought the Tesla. Um, I mean, totally happy with it. Love it. Love driving the Tesla. I'll probably never buy a gas vehicle again. Um, and yeah, but these other companies, I think they're going to continue to struggle until they can figure out how to basically kill the maintenance costs of their vehicles. They're going to have to start shifting their models. And we got 4 minutes here until the rest of the data comes out today. See how the market reacts to it. Very bullish, obviously, so far in the New York session. If anybody caught this move down here, hey, good for you. Let's see what we get here in a couple minutes. Again, we have the revised durable goods. We have U.S. factory orders month over month. I think that's about it, really. We have crude oil inventories. I don't really think that's going to affect NQ. And then again, we have Trump's reciprocal tariff announcement at 4 o'clock, which we will be live for. Yeah, so we're just waiting on those numbers here. We got, it's about 2 minutes now. You can see the prices starting to hold where we are here, waiting for these numbers to come out. But honestly, unless they come out terrible, um, we might actually continue pushing to the high side. If we do, I think what I'm going to be doing is targeting um, highs of the day and then maybe looking for price to bounce off of that if we don't get a drop here. We'll see. Just over a minute left. It's quite the move here. And if we look at the 15, you can see where we're starting to get some resistance. All right. But a lot of momentum here so far. Waiting for news now. If the news ends up being good, then I would expect that we do push up and either hit previous day highs or today's highs. which we're not too far from. And then here we'll look to either catch a bounce or a continuation. It's almost like the market isn't worried about later today. So far, anyway, that's how it looks. This is a pretty decent move in the first 15 minutes for the NASDAQ. I mean, we might have some liquidity here that we're either going to use to continue or we might get pushed back down here. Oh, here's the news. Where's the numbers? I think the market likes it. Okay, yeah, numbers came in better than expected, actually. So U.S. factory orders month over month, we were expecting a 0.5%. We got 0.6. U.S. core durable goods revised. There is no revision. This came in the same, which is good. And then U.S. durable, so that was core durable. Durable goods revised actually came in a little bit better. So revised up slightly from a 0.9% to 1%. Obviously, the market is pretty happy with that. Might give it what it needs. Came back down, grabbed a little bit of orders here, and yep, and we're going to continue pushing up. Yeah, we are just pushing today. It's unexpected for me anyway. I didn't think the market would be rallying on Liberation Day. Again, the market feels liberated. Oh, what's up? Teslas do need maintenance like every other car, but they are just. Yeah, their maintenance still though is very, very. I own a Tesla, and you almost have to do nothing. Like I said, tires, windshield wipers, rotation of tires, sure, but there's no. The car doesn't use the brakes. It uses the electric motors to brake, stop, and hold the vehicle. So unless you drive like an idiot, you're never using the brake pedal itself. So that part of your maintenance is almost completely gone in those vehicles, which is a huge chunk of money, especially right now with the way prices of parts and services are, right? So that piece alone, I don't know if you missed that part of it's your responsibility to get brakes done. Yeah, but again, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to because the car doesn't use the brakes. So my car is what year is my car? What year are we in? 25. I think mine is a 2000, 2001. I'll have to double check. And it's the original equipment. Um, plus no oil changes, those kinds of things that are a regular, two, three, four time a year occurrence on other vehicles. Um, you don't have that stuff. And you don't have those things with other EVs too, but other EV vehicles don't utilize the electric motors for stopping and holding the vehicle like Teslas do. I was using that as the comparison between that and Rivian. Why I ended up going with Tesla instead of Rivian, because I really do like the Rivians. Not to mention the Rivians are very expensive. All right, almost approaching previous day highs here. So we'll look to see what price action does here, if we're going to push past, or if this might be a point of change in direction. If we look at yesterday, you can actually see how price came up to this zone twice, three times really, before close and got rejected. Uh, Today, we pushed past it, but it didn't take too long for the price to drop right back below it. So this might be a nice place to look for a change in direction. If we get a continuation, then maybe we can look for an entry to get into that continuation. This volume on this rise here, though, huge drop in volume on this upside move here. So we might be getting a slowdown here. Now, the one thing we also want to watch out for here is that we're not just going to start consolidating up in this area. So let's see how price reacts here. Just going back to your comment here too, the maintenance program. What I do like about Teslas also is that their maintenance, um, for the most part, is mobile. So they come out to you in this big van and do the maintenance at your location of choosing, which is pretty cool too. Unless there's something big that they have to do, like a battery pack or whatever, but then you have to go to one of their maintenance facilities. But for the most part, when you're doing your general, windshield wipers and rotations or whatever, they actually have a huge van that comes out to you and does your maintenance right in your driveway or whatever. It's pretty cool and fairly inexpensive too for a door-to-door service, especially. Let's see if we get a rollover here. Let's take a look at the factory orders. So new orders for manufactured goods in February, up 2 consecutive months. Good thing, right? Increased $3.6 billion or 0.6%. The U.S. Census Bureau reported today this followed a 1.8% January increase. Yep, shipments up 4 consecutive months, increased 4.2 billion. Let's see, unfilled. Inventories are up 4 consecutive months. That makes sense. Companies probably trying to get ready for the tariffs. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm really interested to see what the market's going to do after the announcements today. I look for a bounce in this area. All right, looks like we're pushing through here, actually. Hmm. This might be a decent place to. Question is, go long or short here? This looks like go back up to at least the highs here. Let's see if we can retest this price range, like 19,530. See if we can come down here first and hold this, and then maybe we'll take a contract up. Hmm. It's so iffy. On the 15-minute chart, it doesn't look great either way. Hmm. Yeah, we're not holding. Let me just tell you, let me just show you the 15 here. This is why I'm holding off a little bit. So we're about to close here. So we came right up into the same general area from yesterday. And this is a pretty big rejection off of that area. So if we close here bullish, then we might end up going back up. But yeah, that's kind of hmm, still holding here. Yeah, it's not that great. And volume is falling as we're making this little move up here. So yeah, we could go back up to highs. We'll see what happens when we get up here. I don't think this is the greatest setup. Too much downside. Plus, I don't want to get stuck in a consolidation zone here. So volume is definitely decreasing. Let this play out a little bit longer. If we reach the top again, then we can see what price does up here again. Here would be a better place to try to figure out what we're doing. Fear and greed index. Oh, extreme fear. We should be buying then. Let's see what the crypto one is. Crypto's just in fear. Yeah, that's interesting. The when you use Top Step X, you get this whole news and economic events and um, part of their platform here, and it's very very quick. And this news feed that pops up, um, it's really cool. It's a nice little addition. It's on point. I really like Top Step so far. So far, and their platform here, Top Step X. You don't have to use their platform. You can use TradeAvate. You can use TradingView. Uh, But if you use their platform, there's no commission fees. And then you get all this stuff also, the market news, economic events, um, all kinds of things here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I've been missing out. I've decided, stuck in my old ways. I got comfortable with one thing and never really branched out to look at other opportunities. And clearly, I've been missing out here. So we try new things. Yeah. So volume has died off pretty good here. We're not getting much in either direction, honestly. So not great. Um, we're looking at a 50-50 ratio for long and short positions through Top Step, and they're pretty much on top of each other as far as the average price, 19,549 and 19,550. So we're all, where are we? Basically right in this general area is the average price for both long and shorts. And we're 50-50 right now. I tell you, like, if I see that, I wouldn't want to be in a position. It's like flipping a coin. I don't think I want to be in a position at that point. I'd like to see it make a move. If we can't push past these levels here and we end up falling again, then that might be um, a little indication that we are going to continue to the downside. But again, there also might be you know, a good chance that we're going to consolidate up here now until 4 o'clock. That's okay. I wasn't really expecting to take any trades today. I thought the market was going to be much more wild than this, but we actually had really nice movement. That was unexpected. If anything, I would have expected this to happen in the other direction. All this negativity around tariffs and stuff, and here we are, come the day, and the market's rallying. Yeah, so it does look like we're getting rejected off of the same spot here so far, anyway. We'll see. We're getting some. Let's see, a 15-minute. You can see we're kind of forming these three topping tails here if this doesn't hold. That's a big if, right? We could absolutely just continue up here also. So we might have, yeah, we might have consolidated here and we're going to push higher. Okay. Again, we'll be looking to see how price reacts back up at highs of the day here, or previous highs, I should say. We haven't actually reached highs of the day. Okay. This looks a little bit better. Oh no, ChatGPT is currently experiencing issues. Is it? Let's find out. ChatGPT. Seems to be working just fine for me. No problems here. Okay. Didn't quite make it to previous highs yet. Doesn't mean that we're not going to. Yeah. Nothing exciting. Oh, okay. This might be another spot here. Hmm. What do you think? Higher highs today? Or are we going to consolidate? It's almost like the market is excited for the tariffs. Still looking pretty strong on the 15-minute. I think we might actually break these highs. Maybe it's sell the rumors. Yeah. Buy the news. Sell the rumors, buy the news. It's interesting. I tell you, I mean, definitely wasn't expecting this with all the negativity around the tariffs. Maybe the market knows something we don't know. The market always knows something we don't know, right? We'll see. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. surprising. You're still very much in an upward trend here. Um, we're holding areas of support here. Oh, can we push higher? Okay, so crude oil inventories. Inventories are higher. Gasoline inventories a little higher. Hmm. I don't think that makes much of a difference. Not here, anyway. So we closed pretty strong here on the 15. We didn't quite reach the height of the previous, but still look pretty good. There we go. See if we get here. Let's see what the, yeah, we look nice on the 1 hour. So this is all pre-New York session. Here's your New York session. Yeah, even here, the 4 hour looks pretty good too. It almost looks like the market's getting ready to push here, right? Wouldn't that be interesting? Hmm. We shall see. Here we go. We peaked above previous highs here. Volume's starting to pick up again. So I think we're definitely moving up. This is previous day high. And then just above that is highs of today. All right. Little rejection there. So rejection on a decent amount of volume too. So you can see we're still in this zone here where we got rejected 3 times yesterday. It doesn't mean it's going to occur today, this morning, or last night, I should say. The market's opened and pushed right past, but it didn't take long for it to come back below. So this definitely is an area of interest. I wonder if we are just going to consolidate in this area here now until later today. Still got a pretty decent trend here, little tiny trend. I say we look to see what price does down here. We either get a retracement back here and bounce again, and then maybe then we'll push higher. Or if we break through Then the next area obviously is down here. See what price does there. If at some point we do break past this low here, I'd say we're going back down to the lows of the day, but we still got a ways for that. See what happens here. UK's Chancellor Reeves, the UK will be hit by tariff effects even with US deal. It seems like the rest of the world is worried about tariffs, and the US stock market is not. You take any trades today in anything? Are you looking at anything? Let's see. Oh, long silver. How's it doing? Or how did you do? Hmm. Look at that bounce. Maybe that's where the liquidity is. Little up, small position. Okay, nice though. You got in. Good luck. I've actually been watching platinum on the side, the 4-hour chart, because I'm looking to also get into swing trading, and platinum seems to be a pretty reliable metal. I'm sure gold and everything else is too, but wouldn't mind taking some swing trading. Are you doing that in futures? Does silver have futures? I don't even know. I think gold. Is that gold? Yeah, gold is kind of range trading too today. It makes sense. Let's zoom out. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Waiting for the news today, I'm sure. Well, gold keeps making new all-time highs here, right? Let's go out to the day. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if this will silver. Here we go. Silver futures. The day. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine this ends up running, depending on what we get for news today. Or news, I should say. Just the tariff announcement is left. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to coming on here live for that. Get all the reactions and whatnot. Nice. Let me see. Back here. Yeah, seems like we're starting to consolidate a little bit. Makes sense. All right. Let me see what platinum. Hmm. So this one, what I'm looking at, is not a terrible. Um, it's not a terrible one to trade the break of the trends. It seems like you get a decent move every time you break a trend here. Be in a trade for a week or so. You get decent movements. It appears. So I'm gonna keep watching it and see what it does. I have this marked out on TradingView, the trends, and just looking to see what kind of movements we make. Okay. We're basically sitting at where market opened today, which might just be where price wants to be. Um, here's open right here. That's basically where we were drawn to, and now we're just kind of bouncing just below it. Um, so we might just consolidate in this area here now for the rest of the day until we get those Trump announcements. Possibility. Kind of looks like what it's doing. Volume is definitely slumped. 975 possible entry on platinum futures. Let's go back. Now I want to go back. Let's see. 975. Oh, let me go. It's 4 hours. So I'm watching it on the 4 hour. Ah, yeah. hmm Seems to be a place where we've bounced off a lot of. Yeah. So I'm basically using trend lines. And then when you get the break and retest, we get a decent, if we don't get some consolidation, you get a decent move in the other direction until we break again, right? You get a decent move. Um, so that's kind of what I'm looking at because this looks like it does this a lot, you know? IMAX. I don't know if this has that. This is the only thing that pops up here. Yeah. I'll have to look at it on TradingView. This might give me that. No. But that's kind of what I was looking at for a plan there, basically. You can draw another one here. That one isn't the greatest, but you can see, I mean, this one wouldn't have been too much of a profit here, but a lot of consolidation over here. You definitely have moves, though, that you can take with your trends. When your trend is broken, you sell. We'll see. You definitely have key levels here that you can use for entries and exits also. Yeah. Thanks, man. I'm gonna try it out eventually. Obviously, I'm gonna focus on doing what I'm doing right here first, but I'm just watching it on the side just to kind of get an idea of the movements and whatnot, and we'll go from there. That's something that you can set a trade and let it ride for a week or two, you know, just to have something else other than your days, because sometimes you don't get any trading in a day, which is okay. I'm not saying you should force a trade because that's definitely not sound advice, but um, the swing trading would be nice to get into also, because then if you get tired of day trading or if you want to go on a vacation, whatever, at least you have something else that's still hopefully accruing money for you. Just trying to diversify a little bit. Yeah, we're consolidating here. Um, so uh, I think I'm gonna call it for today. I don't know that we're gonna get much more here. Um, to the upside, honestly, even if we break highs here, we have we have stops that are pretty close. So I don't know that it would be worth it to continue or to take longs um, until we break those. On the downside, you got a lot of liquidity, here, and you got some here. I'd really have to see a break in these lows here, because then you have room to run back down to the lows of the day. So set some alerts maybe, um, and then let the market it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and then we'll be back. Um, I don't know, maybe like around 3:45, and we'll be live, and we'll be watching Trump's announcement for the tariffs, and we'll see what the market's gonna do, and we'll go from there. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully, you guys join me for that live as well. And yeah, I think we'll see you guys then. I don't think the market's going to do much more. Um, yeah, that's my plan anyway. I don't know if you guys see anything else, but really, we get some good consolidation here. Yeah, I'd have to see breaks. Even if we broke here and we wanted to take like a long position, you got previous day high right here, and then you have today's high is really not that much further away. You could make a little scalp trade there, I guess, but um, there's a lot of downside though, so a little bit more risky. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna be done for right now. I will be back at like 3:45 for the Trump tariff announcement, and we'll be live for that. Hopefully, we'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for the conversation, and we'll see you all later. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the free Discord. Link is in the description down below. See you all later. Have a great day. Stay green.